Hi, this is Harish here. Welcome to DB2 LUW Tips and Tricks video tutorial part 95. In this video tutorial, I'm going to talk about how to protect DB2 database backup image using DB2 native encryption feature. This slide talks about the problem scenario and solution. The problem scenario is we want to protect the DB2 database backup image using native encryption feature. This native encryption feature is available in Express C edition also in 11.1, and it's a free feature, so there is no licensing cost or anything associated with it. There's no additional software or something or any configuration like big configuration files or complicated configuration files are involved in this. It is very simple and straightforward approach to encryption. And so if you look at the database, so the data inside the database is protected by LBAC, label based access control, row and column based access control, authorities, privileges. All these things restrict access to the database and the users also. But what you can do, like what kind of information you can see, all these access control mechanisms are there. But once you take a backup, the backup image by itself is unprotected only. So if the backup if your storage server is compromised, where you save your backup image files, database backup images, if that is compromised and somebody gets access to the backup image itself, all your protection mechanisms are useless, right? So like they can take that backup file and restore it into some other their own laptops also, right? So they can restore it into any system and at least view the data, right? So view all the sensitive or protected information. So so that is the idea. Like we want to prevent that. So how do we do that? Like there is already Tivoli data protection software. Tivoli data suite software is available for such kind of protection, but it involves a lot of cost, learning, and then you need to install some software. Then you need to to run that server you need another physical machine or something. Like it increases your infrastructure cost and learning and licensing and a lot of things, right? So and the data protection is not only for the scope of the DB2 database backup images, it has much wider scope as a product by itself, right? So we are looking here for a very simple, straightforward solution. No cost, not a very huge learning is required, not very complicated learning is required, configuration specialized resources are not required. We can just do this in a very simple way. So that functionality is called as DB2 encryption, and that feature is available even in Express C. Now coming back to the solution, so when you take the backup of the database, we have to associate that backup with a master key in the key store. So the key store is like a file or a database key store database. I don't mean a DB2 database. Key store is like a file which contains all the keys, secret keys. Okay, so this particular backup image will be associated with a key, and when you restore it, you need that key. Key is like a file. Okay, so you need that file in the key store. Then only the restore will be allowed. That's the simplicity of it. So without that key, you cannot restore the backup image. So even if somebody gets the backup image, they need to have the master key, which they will not have. So also don't try to save the master key and the master key file or your key store database file and the backup image, everything in the same place. I mean, then if they even take that, then we are in no place, right? So we can't help it. So no mechanism is foolproof, but still it gives you an excellent simple encryption solution. Okay, so let's look at few examples as usual. So here I am in instance 1. First I have to export this path variable. Okay, so let me be in inst1. Okay, so let me first export the path variable. So you can see that home DB2 inst1 SQL lib gs kit. So that gs kit is the the security tools which are required for creating the key store database, okay, and the master key generation and all that. So for that, so you can see that it is already installed in the product. I'm using Express C 11.1. So once I do that, I can create the keys directory. I'm just creating a directory called keys, and I'm just inside that. And so let me look, yeah, I'm inside that directory, and currently I don't have any files inside it. So and I'm updating the instance, so I need to associate the instance. I have to tell the instance saying that in this location, and look for the master keys in this file. So key db1, so key db2 inst1, so key db1.db. so that will be the file. So I'm updating that. Okay, I need to start, then update, then again stop, so that the effective, it will get effective. db2 terminate. Okay, so everything is done. The next step is to use this utility gsk8 capi cmd underscore 64. Underscore 64 is not required if you are using a 32-bit environment. And hyphen key db create. So I have to first create the key db1.db, which will be the placeholder which stores all my master keys. This file itself is protected by a password, so that password is patange. The type is pkcs12 and hyphen stash. So when I say hyphen stash, you can see that it creates, so you can see key db1.db, which is the file which is 0, right? You can see the size is 0 because it doesn't have any master keys inside it. And there is a stash file, sth file, that is created. The stash file will have the password patange in an encrypted manner, so that when some application wants to refer to this key database, key db1.db file, and it requests for some certificate for validation, right? For that verification, you need to specify the password. So since I have said stash, it won't prompt for the password, so that's the advantage. Then the next thing is I'm creating a secret key, and I'm putting that key into this key db1.db, and I'm labeling it as Savi, SAAVI. Savi in Tamil is literally translates to key. Okay, so the label Savi will be one particular secret key, okay, which is going to be created inside this key db1.db. You can see the size is 0, but after this you can see the size became 3214, which means that something has gone inside. So that is the label Savi. So we have generated a secret key and we have named it as Savi. So we can have multiple secret keys inside one key store, right? So okay, then what I'm going to do is so we have created a secret key. Now I am extracting that particular secret key from that key store database, and if I'm exporting the label Savi, okay, and the information will be placed in a file secret.key, and the format is in binary format. Okay, for some reason ASCII format is not working. I tried it, but okay, so done. We can now start and we'll get the encryption status. So we'll start the instance. All our key mechanisms are all set up. Now you can see the database DBase is not an encrypted database. You can see encrypted database equal to no, so which means it is not an encrypted database, but the backup image can be encrypted. Okay, so how do you encrypt the backup database? DBase, the database name, encrypt is the keyword. Then I have to provide which library to use for encryption. The default is libdb2 encr.so, and I have to specify which master key that I should associate this particular backup image with, which is the master key label Savi. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, it's going to take a while. So now if I want to restore this backup image, I can't just simply restore. I need that key, right? Savi. I need the Savi key. So how do I know that a database backup image is an encrypted one? So So you can see here, see, you can use the DB2 CK BKP command, and you can see here encrypted. If it is both encrypted and compressed, the number will be 3. Okay, so that is one easy thing that we can try. Okay, and let me change this backup image number. Whenever I do the restore, the number will get changed, right? So, okay. Okay, so we have taken the backup. Now I'm changing the file permissions so that, you know, when I try to restore, I should have access, right, to the backup image. So let me do that, and I have also stopped the instance. So you can see that, yeah, so the database DBase backup image is there, and it is an encrypted backup file. Okay, encrypted backup image. Now if I restore this encrypted backup image into another instance inst2, right? So even if I, okay, let me check the timestamps once again, okay, just to make sure, you know. Yeah, so even if I use this restore command, so when I restore, I have to specify what encryption library to use and the what master key label, that is Savi, to use. So even if I do all these things, I don't have any key mechanism or anything set up in here, right? See, this is okay, it is there, so I'll remove it first, assuming a scenario it is not there. So db2 stop. Okay, so here I am in home db2 inst. I have created a directory called keys, and inside that there is nothing. So there is no key store, there is nothing associated with this instance. Okay, so let me try to restore. Okay, it's not going to work. So because none of the keys or the important key information is not available, so first I need to create those things again, right? So which is like, again, exporting the path. Okay, done. And these key directories is already created. So I'm going to create a database, key db2.db, this time with a different password. The password is Harish here. So you can see that key db2.db is created. It is not having any keys inside it, so the size is 0. Now this is where the secret key addition is happening inside the key db2.db, which is the db2 inst2 database. And the file, see, we exported or we extracted the secret key in the previous time, right? The Savi label we extracted into secret.key. So that location I am giving, since I am in the same machine, I am giving like that. Otherwise you will have to transfer that key file. Okay, and the label is Savi and stashed, and the format is binary. So let's do that immediately. So you can see now, yeah, so key db2.db, that particular secret key Savi has imported or has been added. Then I'll do the update for the instance manager, like, you know, specifying that where to look for the key store, right? So that I need to say, and then we'll start the instance and we will restore, right? So let me just do one thing at a time. Let me start the instance. Okay, let me now do the restore. Hopefully this restore should be a success now, right? So because we have all put the keys and everything we have configured. So let's wait and watch. I think, yeah, it is going through. It's going to take a while because by this time the error should have come otherwise. Okay, it's taking a little bit of time. So when you restore the option, so even if you don't specify the option master key label equal to Savi, right, we need to know that label, and also we need to have that particular label. Whatever the master key that corresponds to should be there inside the key store. The key store is key db2.db. Okay, why it's taking such a lot of time. Okay, Okay, let me open another tab. su-db2 inst2 db2 inst2 db2 list utilities. Yeah, the restore is still going on. Wow. For detail. I think we are almost to the end of the restore. Okay. Oh god, wait, it's taking so long. It's not a huge database as well. I don't know. Okay, let me. Did I stop the instance here? Okay. Set db2 inst2 db2 inst2 db2 list utilities. Oh god, I should have. It's not that a huge database. I don't know why it is taking such a long time. Maybe the encryption overhead and decryption overhead is making, you know, the. It's like roughly 209 MB, and it is taking a very long time. Maybe because of the encryption. The encryption and decryption obviously is going to take some CPU cycles. The additional overhead will be there. Yeah, I think that is the reason why it is this much slow. Otherwise, by this time it should have completed. Okay. Okay, so db2pd -db db name, or I should say db2pd -utilities, like that. Yeah, it is still going on. Okay, I think it is done. Wow, it has taken a huge time. I don't know why it has taken such a long time, but so yeah, so you can see that now the restore is complete. The SQL code is 0. So db2 connect to dbase. Okay, so it is in roll forward pending state. So yeah, so but I think you understand the concept that the restore itself will not be allowed, right? So if the encryption if the master key was not there, the label Savi was not there, the restore command itself would have failed with some error conditions. So at least now you can see db2, the restore is complete. List db directory. Yeah, the restore is complete. Maybe I should have used, it's an offline backup, so maybe I should have used without rolling forward, so which I didn't use in the restore command. But that's completely a different issue. So coming back to the discussion, so this is the way in which it works. So you will have a master key. So the master key will be identified by the label. The label is Savi in our case. So we need that Savi in order to. So when we take a backup, we are saying backup using the master key with label Savi. So when you restore, you need the same master key label Savi in your key store database or the key store file, then only you can restore. This is how the encryption works. No additional software, no licensing, it's all a free feature. Hope this information was useful to you. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel youtube.com/db2lew academy. See you in the next video tutorial. Until then, bye bye.